Today I'm going to show you some of the research that I've discovered over the past 6 years. I'm going to start with the alphabet. Probably a lot of you don't realise that 12 letters of the alphabet are actually permutations of the number 6. As you can see from here, A is a 6, a B is a 6, a D, E is an upside down 6, F is a permutation of 6. It's got a little bit missing there, but it's of the same family. The G is a 6, the H is a 6, the P is a 6, the Q is a 6, the S is a 6, the Y is a 6, and the R is part of the 6 family as well. If you have a look up the top here, the R, when turned upside down, is 1 6 that way, and then overlapping another 6 with a bit going off that way, which brings us to 12. If you have a look at the R, and then have a look here, it's like it has 12 written into it. It's 2 times 6, and just by putting a little space between the first and the second part, you get the number 12. Now with B, same thing. It's a 6 upwards and a 6 downwards, creating 2 6s, which is 12. But what's interesting is if you apply the same thing to the B as you do with the R, the B is actually a 13. See there, just put a little space in between it, and then you've got 13. And that is part of what triggered off my my research into the alphabet. There's just something a lot more bigger than that, which I won't go into just yet. So what does this mean? Well, if we apply these 6s to things that we know, so use that as a translator. So things like Pope. Now they say, if you want to see the devil, just write 666 in a mirror. If you have a look here, this is actually mirror opposites. Mirror opposite, mirror opposite. We've got a little halo there. So that's very interesting. If you want to call the devil, just write 666. Or you want to see the devil, just write 666 in a mirror. These translations also don't have to be directly opposed to create this same thing. So the F is from the 6th family, the A is from the 6th family, the I is actually in this cipher, it's a degree. The T is a plus and the H is a 6, so then we've got plus 666 degree. So there's something saying with hope, H is a 6, the O is the degree, the P is a 6, and the E is also a 6, so we've got 666 again. That one's quite interesting because if you turn it that way, becomes a 6. The E, if you do it that way, so that one is a cross, that one is up and down, so it's like the cross. That becomes a 6, that becomes a 6, that's left as it is, and the T is a plus, so that becomes plus 66. So whoever you owe money to, majority of the times it's the banks, it's your money plus the 666. So with that in mind, I look to the 2 most powerful families in the world, let's say, the Rothschilds, which many of you probably haven't even heard of. They're not on the Forbes rich list. You won't hear nothing about what they do, what they get up to, what they are really, bar a few documentaries here and there that just go over the sort of light basics, but they're actually related to the Saxe-Coburgs, which are the monarchy for England. What's kind of interesting about that is that the monarchy of England actually come from an Ashkenazi background, and yet they are also the heads of the Church of England, because the Queen or King is the head of the faith, which is slightly ironic. But when we apply this to the name of the Rothschilds, or just Rothschilds, or just Saxe-Coburg, you'll find that there are 6 letters that are permutations of 6, so that equals 6 6s, 6 times 6. Same with Saxe-Coburg, those letters are equate to 6 6s, but there's also there's a whole lot more research I've done into it, that there are varying translations, and the way this faction that does this, and I'll get to that in a bit, actually do things is by multiple translations of the same thing by using alternate precepts, just like any other cipher would. So when I was looking at the alphabet, I noticed something which jumped out at me right away. So here we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now they're not all of the same case, not upper or lower case. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is obviously there's no other way you can do those. There's no alternate precepts. So here, A equals 6, B equals 6, D equals 6, C equals 6, whatever. Anyway, what I noticed is that when you do 1 to 9 and A to I, and you put them side by side, if you take the first 4 boxes and the last 4 boxes and then put them one over the top of the other, so that's the first 4 boxes and that's the last 4 boxes, you'll notice that they're the same symbol. So that is a H, that is a 2, but they are the same. Now that turned to its side and then mirrored, like I was showing you before with a Pope or whatever. So that gives you exactly the same symbol. So you've got to try and think of letters or numbers as just symbols, as a precept that you can move north, south, east, west, or whatever you need to do to it. So here we have the same symbol. If we have a look at the B and the 8, incredibly similar. Then we have a look at the I and the 1, incredibly similar, and then we look at the A and the 9. So what we have here is basically a mirror opposite of that in terms. Now what the funniest thing I found really is that, see here we have this section, so the next one up from that bit, and we have the F and the 7 and the 6 and the G. Now we're told that these derived independently from each other. Numerical system and the alphabetical systems we use develop in different parts, various Indo-European languages, blah de blah de blah. But that is a lie, an outright lie. And this is a very good way of proving how, because there's no way in a million years that these would directly correlate with each other had it not been part of a plan. What you also should notice is that this way is AI, that way is AI, and then if you consider the 9 to be another permutation of the A, which is, because it's a 6 and a 6 and a 9, it's the same thing, just observed from different precepts. So what you have is, whichever way you go, you've got AI, AI, AI. There's something extremely significant about that, but I won't go into that just yet. Now, here, it's just another version of that, highlighting that issue. Now, I found out in some text that there are 3 main houses of God. This isn't recent text, it's going way back, which has actually been altered in history. Now those 3 houses of God were House David, House Elizabeth and House Seba. Now we all know House David, we all know House Elizabeth, but we don't know about House Seba. Now if you have a look at these and think of them from the same family, so the 2 is from the same family as the Z, so it can be interchangeable, the I with a 1 or whatever, interchangeable. So what we have here is Z, I, B, A, creating a Z-like pattern. And here we have Z, I, B, A, its opposite. Okay, now that this is all I want to show just here, let's see. So the C is also like the word C. So when you have a look at the word C, there are 3 letters in it. Each of those letters are a permutation of the number 6. So the C, you've got 666. And the I, you also got 666, E, 666. So they're all part of that family, that group. And all the rest of them are actual permutations of the number 6. Now, chapter 13 of the book of Revelations, we say, "Woe to he, O earth and sea," or whatever, for the devil sends the beast with wrath. I think that might have just been for the Iron Maiden bit, actually. The bit that does come from that, it says, "Let he who have understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number." Now, I don't think the beast had a pager. The inclination of the beast being the devil, which is right in some sense, but not in the physical sense. Obviously, he didn't have a phone number. You can't call him up. So why 666? What does that have to do with anything? You know, nobody gives it much heed. They just, number of the beast, whatever. But it actually does have a real significance. So I'm just going to show you now the part that. So here we have the alphabet itself. Now, the alphabet consists of 2 words really. Alpha, which is Greek for the first, and bet, which is Hebrew for, or Yiddish for, the word house. Now, you see here, I put the Bible and a Torah on each side. Now, this is how I knew I was onto something, because I said to myself, right, you see there, now that directly correlates, because that 6 minus 6, 6, and that way is 6 minus 6, 6. Now in both instances, the degree symbol has been left out of the equation, so the I creates the degree symbol there, and the 0, or the O, creates the degree symbol there. So I said to myself, right, well if that's the case, and that does correlate there, that must mean that this one would correlate there on the other side. It'd be logical, and lo and behold it does. So the Torah is, let's just leave the degree out for a second, is plus 666, and this way we have plus 666 as this half. So both halves correlate with each other. Now, as I said before, alpha is Greek for the first, and bet is Yiddish for the house. Now, we're talking about the mirror things there with the Pope and all that business. This is how they use their ciphers. Now, the alphabet goes from A to Z, but if we were to mirror that, it's S-A, SAR. Now that is very, really quite big significance to the research that I've been doing for these past 6 years. Now, it said that the first Bible was written in Greek, not Hebrew, in Greek. So why is it that the leaders of the faith are considered to be the Romans, who in fact killed the so-called Son of God? So if they killed the Son of God, why would then God then appoint them as heads of the faith? It doesn't make any sense at all. And also it doesn't make any sense that the Hebrews should have any claim to the faith, as it was written in Greek in the first place. Now, the reason why it's written in Greek is something that I will get onto later on. I'm going to try and do some of these installments. I'm going to reveal bits of my book. I don't know how I'm going to get it published. There's not going to be many people that want to take on the faction that I'm exposing while I'm doing this. In fact, to be honest, I'm not exaggerating here when I said perhaps I'm putting my life on the line by revealing this information. So let me just take you to my book. Sorry, you have to excuse the poor video quality here, because I've not got a lot of resources, I've got a lot of money. Right, so here we have, I don't know why the screen is so, let's try that. some reason it's gone very dark and blurry. Right, so here we have the alphabet and numerical system side by side. Now the vowel system I've highlighted as precepts to go from, to give us some sort of indication of any pattern hidden within. So now if you have a look here, now the way they work is by things that sound the same can also be exchanged, if that makes any sense. So the number 2 is also the same as the word 2, yeah? The letter B is also the same as the word B. 3, the number 3 is also the number 3, as well as free, as we know, freedom, whatever, and C there as well. So just in between these first 2 precepts, on these 3 lines in between, we have to be free, C4, and then on the next 3 vowels, the vowel system, we have it goes the other way. So to be free, C4, Y, and the Y by itself, U, O, I. To be free, C for Y, U, O, I, and the I being 6, 6, 6. And you can see the varying translations of this. I don't know why my phone starts to go funny, it's not done that before. So I'm just going to show you another bit. There's the same thing again. Now this is very important. This is the key. Now the key is used as a way of translating certain relevant names and factions. You see the VI is the arrow. VI arrow. VI arrow. So you have plus 666 and negative 666. So here you have the plus 666 at the top, and then you have the negative 666 at the bottom, and the actual symbol itself comprises of I and X, which equals 9. So these guys use Roman numerals because they are the Romany faction. That's where they come from. They actually come from the Middle East, and they've basically held men to ransom for the past 2,000 years. There was one person that freed humanity from his grasp, and he's been hidden in history, and the event that happened has been dusted over, changed, altered. Here we have a 3-dimensional palindrome, which reads the same one way as it does the other way. Now they've changed the H there for a good reason. If they didn't do that, it would be completely 3-dimensional, but they've done that for a reason. Now Zahor is a place where mythical and historical facts blend, and Sartor and Zar-Gol. Now if we have a look here, talking about the Torah, T-O-R-A-H-S, Taurus, which has 2 of those sections there. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here really. But here we have the up, down, and left, right, each way, north, south, east, west, the cardinal points, whatever you'd like to call it. I don't think I should show you anymore actually. I'm probably going to have to leave that one there for this instalment. What I'm probably going to try and do is just release this information in short videos, and hopefully you'll do a bit of your own research yourself and look into it and maybe contribute to something, because you honestly wouldn't believe what's happening and what's going to happen, and the stuff that is kept from us, and the reality that we are. Oh, by the way, sorry I didn't mention, this was found in a villa of a Roman dignitary that was buried in Herculaneum, with the same, Mount Vesuvius, you know, the burial of Pompeii, was the same incident. When they excavated it, they found this, and they didn't know what it means now. It means Sahur is to the situation as the world is turning, or the Tsar goal is to the situation as the world is turning. Now, to build this, you'd have to be a complete genius, a ridiculous intellect, or you'd have had to have built a language, or at least those words, around this palindrome, which is food for thought. But if you've got anything to contribute to what I'm saying here, or you've got any comments to make, then please get in touch with me. I mean, I desperately need to get this information out there. I've spent 6 years writing this book and researching this information, and it was going to be my nest egg. It's the thing that helps me move on my life, but unfortunately I think I'm going to go out of this world the same way as I came in it, penniless. But I'd rather be penniless and people know this information and what's going on than have all the money in the world and to watch humanity go down the path that it's going to go down in the next 2 years. And you'll have absolutely no idea as to what's going on. No idea. So please look out for the next instalment. Like I say, make it a comment if you want to. And if you've got any information about the Tsar sound or anything like that. What I didn't point out is there was actually 6 ways, funnily enough, to say the sound Tsar in English language. And that's XA, XAR, SA, SAR, and ZA, ZAR. And we know Tsar is in the Tsars of Russia, but it goes back a lot further than that. Think Caesar, Kaiser, Kaiser, even Windsor. We don't say Windsor, we say Windsor. And the way we say things and the way things are spelled is there's room to play about with, and they've sort of exposed that as a way to integrate this reference system within our society without us even knowing. So I'm going to leave it here for now. Like I say, if you've got anything to say, leave it in the comments, and hopefully you'll come and watch the next video and I'll let some more information out. Alright, thanks for your time.